Oh, God, yeah.
How, I mean, that's just completely unacceptable. Every time I tell me they don't have a service management tool, automatically I know that they just want to collect their certificate for ISO 20,000 just for the fun of it. They don't really plan to do service management, because you can't really do service management without a tool, without a platform, without technology, without software. You can't. So I ask my client, where do we go to get the capacity of all your assets from? What exactly are the monitoring platforms, application monitoring platforms, network monitoring platforms, under availability, right? Then we talk about security, then we talk about business continuity, then we talk about service reporting. So as much as I told the client that they can get an integrated tool to manage everything that is on my screen. And that, you know, that if you're not thinking about an integrated software, not that the software needs to be able to do the entire 20, but at least the software should be able to do about 13 of this. Okay, so this is important. You can take a screenshot from here, everybody. You need to go figure these things out in your own organization. I was telling the organization, I said, who are your third parties and what is your dependence on them? Whether it's industry, whether it's NIBs, whether it's those kinds of organizations, that, because for them, they did not separate who exactly is a supplier versus who is a third party. And this is a requirement from the standard. Anyways, this is the, each of you should take it back. Or each organization needs to have a software that will help you drive what is referred to, or what I refer to as an integrated service management system. Not the service management system. There are some things are in Microsoft Word, some things are in Excel, some things are in one thing, some things are somewhere else. And I'm sure our friend from ManageEngine is going to show us at least some of these things. At least I can bet that you will at least cover 10 on this page. Service catalog is definitely in most tools. In most tools, you can get SLM. In most tools, you can get assets. You can get configuration. I can tell you that from 3 all the way till 12, any tool, any service management tool, what it solves, can do them. All of them can do them. Between 3 and definitely 12. And show will prove me right or wrong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 can be delivered within the tool. Number 17 can definitely be delivered within a lot of the tools. Number 18 can definitely be delivered by a lot of the tools. And a lot of the tools can also do number 19 and even do number 20. Most tools can do 3 to 12, 17, all the way to 20. So you should go back. You could take a screenshot and go and ask yourself, how are we managing these things? Are we doing these things properly? Are we doing them effectively? Have we automated these things? I'm going to conclude now. Go online. PeopleSet has been doing, and I think you'll find some of the videos on YouTube, everybody. AI in ITSM Masterclass series. Brilliant, brilliant stuff, everybody. You'll find some of the stuff on YouTube. You would also find it online. You find different places. Artificial intelligence in ITSM. You will learn a lot from there. Some of the videos are on YouTube. I think the organizations need to move their service management game. They need to improve it. I know nobody talks about service management any longer. Everybody speaks about cybersecurity. They don't realize that if cybersecurity, please go into the chat room, everybody. Well, do you agree with me that so IT service management is the foundation for cybersecurity? Absolutely. For information security and definitely for IT security. Go into the chat room and share your thoughts and your opinion with me. Do you agree that IT service management should ordinarily be the foundation for cybersecurity? Systems hardening is first and foremost an IT thing. Please go into the chat room, everybody, and share your thoughts with me. But please go online you'll see a lot of this. I'm sure Sean will probably tell us some of the things around AI in ITSM. But your organization is joking if you don't have a fully optimized tool for IT service management. Your organization must be joking when it comes to this if you don't have a fully optimized tool for IT service management. Go online and check AI in ITSM masterclass series. Go onto the PeopleSet website, go onto YouTube, you'll find quite a bit of this. And I think this is my last slide, right? So I know that the ManageEngine tool needs to have a free version that you can try and things like that. But yeah, pretty much that's it, everybody. Once again, these are the key things. Go back and check. Does your organization, as your organization started practicing what can be referred to as integrated service management? And I thought me, say in management is the background for information security or the foundation. Thank you very much for your time. It's been great. It's my pleasure. I'll bring in Mr. ManageEngine, and he will prove me right or wrong that between 12 can be automated by his platform, and also 17 to 20 can also be automated by his platform. If I count, that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 14 or 15 of these things can be automated by the ManageEngine platform, just for demonstration purposes. We don't sell ManageEngine, but it will be good for you to audit these things, and getting them right is beyond just Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Orlando. I must say this has been well justified. You've nailed the most important point on the ITSM services. And all I just need to do is to walk our listeners through the ManageEngine Service Explorers, which is a very, very important tool in actualizing standardization in your IT, and also ensuring that you conform with the necessary regulatory in your service management delivery. Thank you so much once again. My name is Oluwaseun Lawrence. I'm standing in for Sunday Edache, who is unavoidably absent. And I'll be taking us through the ManageEngine suite called Service Explorers. At first, I need to mention that do confirm when you are able to screen, please. I've started sharing.
I can see your screen.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I need to quickly point out that ManageEngine is actually the OEM, while we have various set of solutions from ManageEngine, and one of them is the IT service management tool, which is Service X Plus. And at this point also, I need to point out that one of the breakthrough that Service X Plus has been able to bring on board is the fact that we've been able to have two options of deployment. One is either you want to go for the cloud option, where the OEM hosts the solution for you, and all you just need to do is access it over the internet, or the second option, where you might want to leverage on your own internal infrastructure, which is the on-prem option. So regardless of which one you are going for, you're going to be benefiting from this wonderful solution that I'll be walking us through as it is. We also have a suite for ManageEngine, which also takes care of the ISO standard, which talks about capacity management, monitoring, and the likes. However, I'll be limiting us to just the IT service management tool at this point in time. So on my screen, I have the latest of the innovations that the ManageEngine tool has brought on board, which is the enterprise service management, which ensures that your IT is not the only one that is benefiting from your help desk. You can cut across your Service X to cut across each and every of the departments within your organization. And this enterprise service management ensures that you have your IT, you could have your HR department, you could have your facility management, and so on and so forth, up to 10 instances being created on a single interface. As you can see on my screen, I have about 5 already created on this demo page. So I'll be taking us through each and every of the modules that has also been highlighted by Mr. Orlando, to talk about each and every of the modules that you are going to benefit from, that helps you automate that process within your organization. So one of the basic functionalities of the Service X is to ensure that you conform with the basic standards of ITIL, and also ensure you meet up with ISO 20000 functionalities, is giving you that landing page of the home front, which allows for you to push announcements within the solution, where you can push announcements to individuals that has been onboarded, because of the fact that can be integrated with your Active Directory. It can get information such as the emails of your users, which are either internal or external, depending on how you intend to manage it, and allow for you to push it to specific people, also a larger percentage of people within the organization. Then we'll move next to the dashboard. The dashboard allows for you to get a quick view of different activities within the solution, cut across the request management. Under the request management, we have the service request and the incident management, which most organizations tend to mix up. And when they manually operate it, they don't clearly define these two. Both are two different things. Bringing automation will allow for you to identify and differentiate them, which was one of the things that was highlighted on the I think the second to the like slide that was presented by Mr. Orlando, which talks about service request management and incident management. These are two different things. An incident is break down into daily occurrence, and you need to report it. You need to categorize this. You need to have a proper documentation, which is one of the standards that are expected of you from ISO. This is what you get. Now, you've done this categorization. You now want to see a graphical representation of what is going on. As a CIO, as a service delivery manager, you want to make a quick peek into how people will refer to as technicians. Those are the people that are working on either incident or service requests, that are treating it, or that are treating problems, or that are working on change. You want to make a quick peek on what it is they are doing on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, how many tickets are being raised against different categorization. As you can see on the screen, we have general. Based on the categorization you have within your organization, you can decide to have them categorized as hardware, softwares, and this categorization would help people to properly document the various incidents they are encountering. Same also your service request. Whenever service requests are raised, you can easily configure your service catalog and associate them to the various services that are linked to them. And also, as it's expected, service requests are expected to go through approvals. This allows for you to configure or automate your approval processes. In cases where you've manually established this within your organization, you have to start going through mails, and you can get lost in over a various number of mails that has been shared back and forth. But with the help of Service X Plus, you're able to document your service request to go through approvals, up to 4 levels of approval. These are the things you stand to get. Now, let me take you to the view of the request management module. This allows for you to have a view of both your incident and your service request. Note, you can actually filter it depending on the one you see at that particular point in time. The standard says your incident and service request must have an ID that identifies them. So you would see that it is properly highlighted here. Your request ID is very, very important. It must have a subject. The name of the requester must be appended. You know where it's coming from. Then you must also track when it was created. This is where you now have your service level agreement coming in, where you need to properly say, so incident A or category of incidents are expected to be resolved or responded to within a specific time frame. These are the things that are expected to be in your service management policy. This is very, very important. It's very, very key. This is what auditors look out for. You've said major incidents are expected to be resolved, depending on what your policy says. Major incidents are expected to be resolved within 4 hours. How do you calculate this? Immediately you've automated the process on Service Desk Plus. It calculates it by appending the created time and giving you the due by time. That's when it's expected to be expired. So you would see what we have here, SLAs, regarding each and every of the requests that has been created. Then it promptly points to the due by date, which has been noted. Then we have at the extreme end, the request type that is being raised as at that particular point in time. We have, be it an incident, be it a service request, are all pointed out. Then we have further details such as descriptions that can be appended to either your service request or incident. It can be properly appended. But due to time constraints, I won't be wasting too much time on them. I'll be able to just quickly point out those features where you're able to also have attachment to each and every of the incident that you are raising. Outside of providing descriptions, you can also append attachments to your incident and properly associate it to other modules. This is also one of the key automations that are available for you on Service Desk Plus, which allows for you to associate incidents to change, which means that this request, either a service request or incident, is triggering a change management or is triggering a project. These are the dependencies that you'll be getting, which is shown on the screen at this point in time, dependencies. And you can see on the right-hand side, this has necessitated a change. Let me give you a practical example. Users within your organization are complaining on a regular basis about their internet services. It keeps messing up their activities on a daily basis. They come to the system, they raise it. Now, as a technician, you are expected to have a thorough look into this. And this is where you now elevate it into a problem and properly do your problem management. This is what the tool gives you. So moving on from incident management, this allows for the technician to appropriately document the incidents and associate all related incidents to a problem and have an holistic look into the problem, where you now bring in your troubleshooting skills into effect and you determine the root cause and you're able to do proper analysis. And this would allow you to also get proper understanding of the various incidents that has been raised. I'll still stick to the example that I've given, which says your users are complaining over time about downtime. They've been raising it as an incident. As a technician, you've now onboarded it, you've migrated it, or you escalated it to be a problem. What you will do next is to troubleshoot, do your proper analysis, document it, and you're able to get the impact details. You're able to input the root cause analysis. You're able to identify the symptoms. Also note that by you resolving a single problem, you resolve multiple of associated incidents because you've associated the incident, and this would allow for you to fix one single problem to fix several incidents that are associated. So this is wonderful feature that you intend to get, and the automation of one of the automations that the Service X2 gives you. Moving on, we have the change management, like the example that I would stick to, which talks about giving you that leverage to associate the various incidents you've associated to be a problem. Now, they've identified that this downtime we are currently experiencing on our internet is due to the ISP, that's our internet service provider. There's a need for us to change this ISP. For a standard organization, you don't just wake up and sleep and wake up and embark on a change. There has to be procedures, there has to be approvals, there has to be stages that are involved. You don't just wake up one night and say you want to embark on a change. Sticking to the example, you decided, or you've been able to identify the ISP as a problem. Now you embark on a change. Note, you've associated it to be a problem. Now you've linked it to a change process. Now you're going to raise a change request, change of ISP as an example for the title. Once this has been done, there is a submission stage where you submit your change request. This will allow for you to go through the appropriate change. Organizations have change advisory boards and have different types of change, as the case may be: emergency change, standard change, major change, minor change. These are the different workflows you're able to achieve on ManageEngine Service X Plus. It will allow for you to configure each and every of the workflows that are clearly stated on your SMS policy. Once this has been documented, you can now migrate those processes or those workflows to the system. You want to embark on your change of ISP. This will definitely not be a minor change. It's going to be a major change that will involve your change manager, that will involve your change implementer, that will involve your change advisory board, which is shortened to be CAB. And you can also implement as many as possible CAB that you have within your organization. And the flexibility the tool also gives you from the comfort of wherever they are as a change advisory board, you can configure a 70% approval or first to come approval basis. This is what the flexibility the solution gives you whenever you've configured your change process on the system. So, like I rightly mentioned, it should be a day-to-day activity, not something that you just want to get your what's it called? Just want to get your ISO certificate for. No, it should be a practice that you inculcate, and it would help in the process of achieving this standard. You are not just getting the certificate, you are also being able to practice it on a day-to-day activity. You've onboarded the change workflow. Now you are proceeding with raising the change request. It goes through to the next stage. Depending on how your workflow works within the organization, it moves from submission to planning. After planning, where the change manager checks if their proper documentation has been appended, the impact analysis has been captured, and the risk involved and everything are all documented on the solution. It gives a nod, then it moves to the next stage, which is approval, where your change advisory board comes in. Like I mentioned, you can have as many as possible members within your CAB. And you can also configure that you want, let's say, you want out of 5, you want 3. Once 3 approves, it can fly, depending on your organization policy. So once 2 approves, it can fly, or it's a must that all the 5 approves before it can fly. This is what you can achieve with Service X Plus. Then it moves to the implementer who carries out the change itself. Then after that, then there is a review of what the implementer has done. Thereafter, you have your UAT, and you can declare the change process closed. This is what you tend to get with Service X Plus. Moving on, we have the also the knowledge base, which is the knowledge management under the solution as well, which allows for you to document each and every of the solutions that has been provided for either an incident or a problem. There are solutions that are provided by technicians. Note, the application allows for you to also automate this. Not just every individual or anybody that has access to provide solution would be able to approve, and by so doing, you mislead in a case where the solution or the recommended solution does not fit in. So it allows for approvals to be appended before it is published to the self-service portal of all your users. So these are the things you intend to get, benefit from the Service X solution. So you can see on my screen, I can categorize all my solutions under each and every of the headers. And also importantly is the fact that whenever a requester is about to raise a new incident on the solution, based on the fact that you've imputed certain keywords. So for example, I've provided a solution on Microsoft Outlook. Now, a new user wants to complain about Microsoft Outlook. Once I press certain keywords that has been provided on the solution module, it allows for the user, that's the requester now, to see suggestions based on what has been provided. So if it's what previous individuals have experienced is what I'm experiencing, then based on the fact that it tallies with what I'm also experiencing, definitely I don't need to raise new incidents regarding that. All I just need to do is click on the suggested solution and have a quick fix. It also helps the technician. You are onboarding a new individual or IT personnel within your organization. Instead of going through YouTubes and all the likes, you've already documented as it is within the organization how things are being done within the organization, how applications are being installed or pushed and the likes. All you just need to do is visit the knowledge base, go through it, and have a perfect understanding of how it's done within the organization. Moving on, we have the release management, which also allows for you to implement your workflows in terms of deployment and releases. It documents the different workflows as it speaks to your various organizations with the different stages as well. The submission, the deployment stage, approvals, UAT, and so on and so forth. So it allows for you to have these different workflows, just as you have for change management, to also be achieved with the release management module. Moving on, we have the asset management module, which is also very, very key in SMS management. It allows for you to document both IT and non-IT assets. IT assets in terms of IP-enabled assets, my laptop, my desktop, servers, routers, switches, and so on and so forth. So you would see on my screen, I have them already categorized. Laptops under workstation, which I can collapse, and have the different various headers as well to speak to what I intend to onboard. So it allows for me to be able to onboard each and every of the workstations and manage their entire life cycle from the moment they are being onboarded to when they are being discarded or discharged from the organization. So this is what you intend to get. And what are those details it also gives? It gives me as much as the various information, such as the softwares that are installed on each of the servers, workstations, laptops, or desktop. This is what it also gives. So it also allows for you to do software license management. So these are the things you intend to get and the automations that comes with the process. So you want to do your license agreement management. You want to see if you are underutilizing your licenses for, let's say, for example, you've bought an enterprise license for Microsoft, and you want to manage it effectively to know how many of your workstations are utilizing it. Once they are onboarded, it gives you the total number of devices that are using that license, and you can count, you can pull report. When we get to the report, I'll also elaborate much on that. So next is the configuration management database. This is more of now being able to establish the various relationships among your various configuration items. This works hand in hand with the asset management. Once your asset has been onboarded, you are able to establish who manages what depends on what relates to what. This is what the configuration management database gives you. As you would see, you have the various CIs, configuration items listed, and you can also add more depending on what speaks to your organization. And you're able to also get the various details of your various configuration items, and thereafter establish the various business relationships that you have for your various CIs. You create them and be able to make effective decisions that relate to your various organizations. So our example is, if a server should go down, what are the dependencies on that server? If a database should go down, how many servers are being backed up to this database? You're able to see this on the diagrammatic flow that shows these various dependencies in effective decision by the IT, and so on and so forth. So this is what it gives you the leverage on. Moving on, I have the contract management module, which allows for you to be able to onboard your suppliers, your vendors, and the various contracts in which they give to you as an organization. So you want to see the various vendors that you're managing within the organization. You want to see the various assets that are tied to them. So an example is you have onboarded Microsoft, or the vendor that is rendering support services for you as an organization, and you're able to see the contract ID, the contract name, the contract type, from when the contract is starting till when it's going to be due. And the vendor and the details of the vendors are also embedded in this information. This will also create notifications from you for you whenever those contracts are nearing expiration. So you want to do a 90-day before expiration. This will allow for you to go through the various processes within the organization as that necessary. So moving on, I have the project management module, which allows for you to onboard and be able to process different projects within the organization, where you can be able to create the project, then break it down into milestones, and break it down into various tasks. And not just that, you're able to assign the various tasks to individuals that are managing them. By so doing, you've cascaded it into the smallest bits it can be or is meant to be. And this would allow for you to properly monitor each and every of the tasks, because you've assigned who is meant to work on it. You've given the time frame for each and every of the tasks. And by so doing, you're able to monitor their current status. You're able to see if it's on schedule, if it has been delayed, and so on and so forth. Then you can also trigger notifications that escalation has at where necessary. So moving on, it's the reporting module, which cuts across each and every of the modules that I have discussed so far. This is very important that you get your report for SMS. It cannot be bargained. If you have you want to get your certification for SMS and you're not reporting various things such as the number of incidents closed, the number of percentage closed per technicians, either on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. These are the things that will be discussed at the management level. Then escalations, how our technicians faring with resolution times that has been agreed with our internal customers. Are they meeting up with the various SLAs? That's where you would see various reports on the left-hand side, reports on SLAs, then OLAs, that's organizational level agreement. Then we have reports on incident management, service request, completed request, SLAs violated request, problem management, change management. We have projects. Then another important thing is also the fact that the application has the capability to generate surveys. It can generate surveys based on the configuration. You might say after each incident has been closed, you should generate a survey. That you want to get feedback. It's also very, very key. Your customer feedback is important to your SMS certification. You have to have that feedback of your service that you are rendering, either internally or externally. You need to have that feedback. So you can set up surveys and get appropriate documentations and report for this effect. So with this, I round up on the ManageEngine ServiceX presentation. You can take it up from here. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Oluwaseun Lawrence, for that insightful presentation.
I'm sure. Thank you once again. Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you for this. I'm sure if you want to see more, so maybe, Sean, please put your email address in the chat room. Organizations that want to explore this,
okay.
I'm sure they can speak with you. Just put your details in the chat room. I'm sure they're happy to look at this. And I know a lot of organizations come to us saying that, oh, which of these tools? We don't really recommend tools. We're independent, but you really need to understand what a tool can use what you can use a tool to automate when it comes to service management. And as we said, about 15 different requirements amongst the 42 inside of ISO 20000. ManageEngine definitely can help to automate them, and even possibly even more. So I'm sure is happy to do more demos, have more conversations with different people from different places. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Sean, for ManageEngine, and of course, so everybody that's here. It's indeed. And if you have some kind of, I know there used to be a deck that kind of itemized these processes within ManageEngine, like some of the screenshots from some of those things that you have.
Yes, exactly.
If you have like a deck that you can direct people to, you can either put the link or you can share it with us and we can share it with people. But we definitely know that a lot of people are interested in this and they'll be happy to talk to you. So thank you
Definitely,
once
we'll
again,
have
Shem.
that. Thank you so much.
All right, good. So once again, thank you very much, everybody that has been here. Thank you for taking out of your lunch time today to be here. These are the kinds of things that even you as an auditor, you should know and that you need to understand. The title of this series that we're doing is Effective Auditing Techniques. So you as an auditor, you need to understand that, your auditee, whether internal or external, they cannot just keep using Word, Excel, and PowerPoint to say that that's how they're meeting the requirements of the standard. It's way beyond that. And with Word, Excel type documents, you can never go past maturity level 2. So if you're going to want to achieve maturity level 3, maturity level 4, and where people are using AI, I shared the screen earlier about AI on PeopleSet, so you can type it online. PeopleSet AI in ITSM, you're definitely going to need to have a decent tool. And it's also not just about buying the tool, it's also about adopting and flogging the tool. And this is not a ploy to get anybody to buy ManageEngine. If they buy ManageEngine, Shehu is not going to give me any money. I'm not a ManageEngine partner. If you already have, I think Freshservice is a brilliant tool. I think Ivanti is also a great tool. But from experience, it's not really about the tool, it's about how you use it, how it is configured, and how it is optimized. It's about how it is configured and how it is optimized. It's like antivirus. I'll go to one organization, they'll say we're about to get off Symantec, we're going to start using, they'll say we're going to start using Sophos, or we're going to start using McAfee. Then I go to the next organization, and those ones are about to say that we're about to get coffee and we're going to Kaspersky, so it made me realize that it's not about the antivirus, it is about how it's been adopted, how it's deployed, and how it has been configured in itself. And if anybody has any specific question for Sheil, for me, I'm fine. Anybody, I'm in the chat room right now. So we'll send the link. Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. We'll send the link for this webinar to everybody. We'll also share, Shehu has shared his email address. We'll also share the presentation both from my side and his side also, in terms of if it shares the presentation that allows people to see what can be done, we'll definitely share it with all of you. I don't see any questions here. All right, so now it is over to you, Oyikom, as you bring this to a beautiful close. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Dr. Orlando. Thank you, Mr. Shehu, for that insightful presentation. So now we have come to the Q&A session. Does anyone have any question? So in the chat room, Iniolua said, I love this, but please, can you recommend any open source one can check?
Definitely, Shehu works for the provides a certain solution. I'm not sure he has an open source one, but yeah, you definitely find some open source ones. They've got some. They always will have limited capability, so there's no way you're going to find an open source one. If I just do a search online right now and I say, oh, top 5, we all should do that. Top 5 open source service management, IT service management tools. So you see, open, what are those ones again? IT service management tools. I mean, that platform software. Many that I've seen some of my clients use, but there's no serious enterprise that is going to not buy one. So top 5 help desk tools. So you will see different ones, and I've seen different clients use different ones. I can see something here, they called it know, I also know that people have used something called build base, but I've seen quite a bit of GLPI. There used to be open OS tickets. Yes, there used to be there's OS ticket, so you can check OS ticket, you can check GLPI. But yeah, those are the ones. But I don't think any serious enterprise that is serious about service management will not go ahead to buy a full tool. Even these two, both OS ticket and GLPI, only have an open source version. They have a paid version that has all the features. So I don't know about any full complete build of an open source solution for this. So even this ones, they only have an open source version. Each of the organizations actually has a paid version for those things, which automatically tells you that what they will do is to at least give you a taste of the thing, maybe something that will help you to be able to put maybe you put all your incidents in there, where you would never find a full or I mean, I used to use Spiceworks in my earlier days, and Spiceworks also has some features here and there, but there's also a paid version for it. So yeah, that's the answer to your question. All right, next question.
All right, so the next question is from Stephen Asari. It says, how is the license done, or how are the licenses done?
Okay, good. That's a question for Sean. But Sean did mention that they do have both on-prem and cloud. But Sean, yes, please speak to that very quickly.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. You even mentioned that briefly when the question about open source came on board. Yes, from ManageEngine, there is no open source. However, we have standard, professional, and enterprise editions. So these are the three basic ones that these are the three editions that are from ManageEngine Service X. However, the standard allows for you to just have incident management only. So you're only able to do incident management, and to a certain number of technicians, you can get it for free. So it has limitation of 5 technicians for free at the standard level, where if the organization is just a small organization you intend to manage, you can get that 5 for that to manage just incident management. However, immediately you're moving beyond 5, even for the standard, you're definitely going to be paying for the number of technicians. So it is licensed per technician per node, and nodes refers to the assets. So if you're going for the professional now adds asset management to incident management. So you have asset management included in that, then is now charged as technician. So it has a bucket of specific number of technicians with specific number of assets, which we refer to as nodes. So we would say technician per node. So this is what it does. Then for enterprise covers each and every of the module that I have discussed so far on the call. You have every of the modules that has been discussed, from incident management to problem management to change management, release management, asset management to project management, and so on and so forth, are covered under the enterprise management. It's also licensed by technician and number of nodes you subscribe for. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I know I've had arguments where people say, oh, some of the licenses are expensive. And I tell them that this is the entire basis for service management. This is your entire service management system, which your whole organization is tied to. How can you say that it's expensive? And I know many other applications that people buy that that does not deliver value as it is, and they keep paying for those ones. So I do think that this is a worthy investment if an organization plug it to be able to get the right return on their investment. Right, next question.
Does anyone have questions?
When is there any other question?
I think that's all.
Any other question? Any thoughts? Anybody? Let everybody go to the chat room as we bring this to a close. What's your big takeaway from this session, everybody? And I thank you, Stephen, for that question. And Stephen, if you want more further conversations, you can reach out directly to Sean, right? Yeah. So Stephen, please just reach out to him. He's put his email address. So Sean, do two things for us in the chat room. Put your email address again, one.
Okay.
Then can you put the link for the free standard? Where is the link where people can get to try their hands on the standard version? Also,
All
is
right.
there an evaluation copy?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
So I'll drop that. So I would be dropping the cloud version because of the fact that it's easy for you to play around with. It's going to give you the 30 days trial, and that would allow you to have all the functionalities that I've spoken about. 30 days, you would have access to it for 30 days.
Okay, that would be brilliant. So please,
so we have
share
another
that.
question.
All right.
Is if you want the standard, how will you get it?
Okay. Only I already addressed that. I said Stephen should speak directly to Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
You're not listening to me. Stephen should speak directly to Lawrence, right? So,
all right.
So Lawrence has put his email address here. Stephen should reach out directly to him. Okay. All right. So everybody, please, what's your big takeaway from this session? Please quickly put your big takeaway. So yeah, it's dropping some links. It's dropping some links, everybody in the chat room. And everybody that is here, please, can you give us your takeaway as we bring this to a beautiful close? What is your big takeaway? What have you been able to take away? Thank you very much, Abdul. Thank you. Right, absolutely. Thank you very much, Abdul. What you have said, we should put it in gold, in reality. Yes, absolutely. All right. What's your big takeaway from this session as we bring this to a beautiful close? Okay, good. So Sean has dropped a link. So Sean, this link, right? This SDP on demand, that's like for the
Yes, for 30 days. Yes, sir.
For 30
so
days
you can sign up with your email to get 30 days of it.
Yeah. Okay. What about where can we get the five user standard that, if there are just 3 engineers
so
in the organization?
Once you sign up for this, after the 30 days, it's going to revert to the standard.
Right. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So everybody, I expect that ManageEngine will see a lot of people on this course signing up just to even understand what it is that is available and making the recommendation to their organization. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you very much. All right, so that we don't take too much time. Once again, thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a great weekend and see you next month as we on the next webinar. All right, thank you very much. Nabe, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Ugo, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for joining this session. We look forward to seeing you at our future events. Have a great day ahead, everyone.